Thank you, Hugh. We have indeed got Natalie Bennett here. So the Green surge turned out to be a ripple.
Absolutely not. I mean, we've seen a vote of 1.1 million people have voted Green in a general election, 4 times more than ever before. Of course, as the report highlighted really critically, we've seen Caroline Lucas, the brilliant Green MP for Brighton, brilliant re-elected.
But you had that already. You started the election campaign with 1 MP. You never had more publicity for the Green Party in modern British, ever in the history of this country, and you ended up with 1 MP.
Well, of course, we have a first-past-the-post electoral system, and I've been saying for some time that the clear loser from this election was going to be the first-past-the-post electoral system. If we had a fair proportional system, we'd have 25 seats. But what we have is a huge foundation.
As you know, UKIP would have a lot more.
Well, no, they would, and that would be a fair proportional system. But, you know, we've finished fourth. We've finished second in 4 seats, which is something the Green Party has never, ever finished second in a general election seat ever before. As you highlighted, Bristol West, we did tremendously well. And if you just look at one other comparison that shows the growth around the country, in 2010 we saved 6 deposits, got more than 5% in 6 seats. This time we have more than 100 seats where we've got more than that 5%. And if you look at places like Sheffield Central, Liverpool Riverside, Manchester Gorton, and of course Bristol, you look at the spread of that, and we've really now become a truly national party, as well as having more than 4 times the membership that we had at the start of the campaign.
Indeed, your membership's gone up, and the share of the vote's gone up too, from a very low base, from 1% to 3.8%. But that's because you fought more seats. So it follows that if you fight more seats, you get a little bit bigger share of the vote.
Well, I think we fought, almost not quite double the number of seats. We stood in a little bit more than 50% last time.
It was double this time.
So it was double this time.
You must be a bit disappointed.
And of course, also, of course, we were tending to stand in the seats where we would have expected to get the higher results anyway. So obviously, we've got some excellent results in places like Newcastle, standing for the first time. So what we've really done is we've got the Green Party now here as a place on the political landscape. And of course, this is in the first-past-the-post election, which is very, very much not friendly to us.
But other parties have broken through with first-past-the-post. The Liberals have done it, Liberal Democrats have done it, though, of course, they've now gone in the other direction. And the Scottish Nationalists have done it with first-past-the-post as well. So it can be done. Isn't there a fear in your mind that this may be as good as it gets? I mean, everything was going your way. This time you got into the debates. There was the sight of you and Nicola Sturgeon and Leanne Wood. It may be much tougher next time.
Well, no, I think what we're seeing is, this is the start of the Green surge, and the SNP is a very good parallel for this. Because
just to interrupt for a second, I do apologise. We've just seen pictures of Theresa May going into Downing Street. We know the Prime Minister is going to appoint, I think it's the 4 great offices of state, one of which includes the Home Secretary. We don't know if she's going to be renewed as Home Secretary. He was there for the whole of the last government, or whether she's going to get another great office of state. I do apologise. Carry on.
So, I mean, for the Green Party, in fact, in the last 24 hours or so, we've added another 1,000 new members. The Green surge for us is very much just starting. We've got strong growth around the country. We're looking to proportional representation elections next year in London, in Wales, and of course in Holyrood for the Scottish Greens. So, we're really in an excellent political place to really grow.
I tell you, speaking to some German Greens, they were quite critical of the British Greens. They said, you need to grow up. They said, and they looked at their own history. They said they remembered when they were a kind of green Trotsky party with all sorts of hard left, far left ideas, and bit by bit they kept their left of centre ideology, but they moved more into the mainstream. Isn't that what you have to do now?
Well, I would say that the German Greens and us, we're all part of a political family. Families can have quite a broad spectrum of views. And if you look at Australian Greens, New Zealand Greens, etc.
I'm really sorry to do this again, but I've just heard that George Osborne has been reappointed as Chancellor. So
I'm not sure that's actually news, really, but I take your point.
I'm sure you're very excited by that. But the German Greens are now more mainstream than you are. And not just you, but your party. You did get into some trouble over the election campaign by rather vague and expensive ideas in your party policy remit?
Well, I wouldn't accept that. I think what we were presenting was a real message of hope, of a different model of a different kind of society, which even despite the first past the post electoral system has won significant support. And I think what we're going to see, particularly in the coming period, as the Labor Party, debates its future, there's a real space for us. Caroline Lucas was in many ways the real opposition in the last Parliament, whether it was on defending the rights of disabled people, whether it was on fracking, whether it was on a whole range of issues like bringing the railways back into public hands. We're going to be there as a real force, defending the idea of a different kind of society that works for the common good, not just for the few.
We've had 3 leader resignations today. You're not going to make it a 4th?
Absolutely not. I was re-elected unopposed by the Green Party members last September for a 2-year term. I'll be serving that 2-year term at least.
All right. Natalie Bennett, thank you very much. Let's go back.